Hola, buenos dias, good morning, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl here, Daniela, Miss Four Lizard, the planning diva. And today I'm here with my Interfaith planner from the Happy Planner. She is gorgeous, she is stunning. Oh my goodness, I love her so much. I'm here to share with you my monthly Interfaith calendar for October. It's that time of the month again where we set up our Interfaith monthly calendars. These are some of my all-time favorite videos to film because I learned so much and I feel like it's so enriching to learn about other religions and their festivals and celebrations, and because like the style that I do these in is probably one of my like all-time favorite styles. I like to use this like new agey, witchy, pastel, cosmic-y like aesthetic to set up my Interfaith calendars. This is the one that I did for April. This one was for May, and then we have June. July I actually wasn't able to do it. I still want to go back and do it though. This one was for August, and then this is for September. This was the last one I filmed. So if you're interested in seeing how my October monthly Interfaith calendar got set up, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried filming this video 3 different times, and on the third attempt, my phone ran out of storage space and I didn't realize it stopped filming, and I just kept on going until I was like done with the spread. So my October Interfaith calendar is all set up. This is what it turned out to look like. It's gorgeous. I love it. But I don't have any of that footage. So I decided instead of just like crying in the corner, I would still film this video and just like walk you through how it turned out, what stickers I used, and explain a little bit about all the holidays that are occurring this month. So definitely let me know how you feel about this. But first off, I ended up doing something different with the sidebar and the top. I covered it in washi tape, and I think it turned out super cute. I feel like it looks really full and just beautiful and ethereal, and I just really like how it turned out. So for stickers, I always use the same sticker books. Cosmic Watercolor is my ride or die when it comes to these spreads. This is probably the book I use the most. I use Zodiac for all the astrological phenomena. I pull out Stargazer, although I don't really use this one as much. And then I also pulled out Marble of Faith. But in this spread, I actually didn't use these two, but I always have them handy. And I always have Mojo Jojo plans, pink boxes, and more from a rainbow bundle, just because I just always need boxes. So I have that there. And I also use Sticker Studios Apothecary Sticker Gallery for Modern Mystics for all of like the fun witchy stickers. So at the very beginning of the month, we actually start the month off in the middle of 2 major Hindu festivals. Those are Navratri, which is Sanskrit for 9 nights. It's a major Hindu festival in honor of the divine feminine. It started on the 26th and it will last until the 4th, and each day celebrates a different goddess and a different concept. In that exact same time, we also celebrate Durga Puja, another major Hindu festival, this time celebrating the victory of the goddess Durga over the demon king. And that one also lasts from September 26th through October the 9th. And actually, both Navratri and Durga Puja, they end on the 4th of October, but the 5th of October is its own major holiday as well. This is Dussehra. It's a Hindu holiday celebrating the victory of Rama over the demon king Ravana. And because it's following these 2 major festivals, it's kind of sometimes, I think, lumped into those larger festivals. But it's also its own festival on its own day, and it's kind of seen as like an extension of these other 2 festivals. And I just quickly want to say that I do research before I set up this interfaith calendar on all of the major holidays, but it's definitely not extensive research. And I also don't, ever think that I'm going to capture like the essence of a holiday like in one sentence on a sticker. What I like using this monthly calendar for is like a springboard or a launching pad to investigate further, learn further about these major, holidays and all these different celebrations. And I like to use the weekly pages as the space and the place to dive more deeply and learn about all of the different holidays and such. And actually, let me start off with doing all the interfaith holidays first before I go into the Aztec calendar and the astrological placements. So on the 4th, we have Yom Kippur. This is a Jewish holiday of atonement. It's a time to reflect on one's sins and to ask forgiveness from God. And on the 8th, we have Mawlid. This is a really important Islamic holiday celebrating the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. And then on the 9th and lasting until the 16th, we have another major Jewish holiday. This is the holiday of Sukkot. This day is a commemoration of the 40 years that the Israelites wandered throughout the desert after escaping slavery in Egypt. And Sukkot is actually the term used for the huts that the Jewish people lived in throughout this time. Then dropping down to the 24th, we have Diwali. This is a major 5-day festival of lights celebrating many gods and goddesses and concepts. It's celebrated by various religions. Hindus, Sikhs, Jains all celebrate Diwali. And then moving on to the 26th and 27th, we have 2 major days in the Baha'i faith. And this is a faith that I had never heard of before I started doing these interfaith calendars. But basically, the Baha'i faith is a relatively recent religion. It originated in Iran and is mostly observed in parts of the Middle East. So this religion is really, really interesting because the central pillar of this religion, of the Baha'i faith, is this idea that all religions are fundamentally unified in purpose. And it's just that each religion just kind of interprets like the overall universal message in different ways. There are about 5 to 8 million adherents to the Baha'i faith. And there are 3 central figures to the Baha'i faith. The first is the Bab, and the Bab's birthday is a holiday that's celebrated on the 26th. The Bab is actually the heralder of the Baha'i faith. So the Bab was actually a heralder who lived in the early 1800s and who prophesied the coming of a Messiah figure similar to Jesus and Muhammad that would continue, to be a manifestation of God. The Bab was actually executed for his ideas in the mid-1850s, and his birthday is celebrated on the 26th. Then on the 27th, we actually have the birthday of Baha'u'llah, who is another central figure in the Baha'i faith. This is actually the Messiah that Bab heralded the coming of. And then he was actually exiled in 1863 because of his claims. So his birthday is celebrated on the 27th. Okay, so those are all the major interfaith holidays in October, at least the ones that, I wrote down here. I'm sure there's tons more. But now let's actually talk about the Aztec calendar cycles that we'll be seeing in October. So the Mesoamerican calendar, in case you're not familiar, is a 260-day sacred calendar, and it's split up into eras of 13 days called trecenas, and there's 20 of them. So 20 times 13 is equal to 260, corresponding to the 260 days of the Aztec calendar. And each 13-day era is represented by a particular concept. So on October the 2nd, and the sticker is actually on the 3rd because I didn't have room on the 2nd, we have the beginning of the era of grass, or Malinali. And this is a little symbol that you'll see on the Aztec calendar that represents that era. And actually, I have my little Aztec calendar appendix back here that I still haven't finished. I still need to fill it in. But each 13-day era is represented by particular themes. So the era of grass are 13 days of excitement, intoxication, and passion. This is a time of excesses where moderation is impossible and is so often a time of disastrous consequences. In these days, we are incapable of protecting ourselves from high emotions and confusion, and only the most disciplined will persevere in these times. So it sounds like grass is going to be a little bit intense. And then 13 days later, the Aztec calendar shifts to the era of snake. And I actually haven't written down what snake means in my little Aztec calendar appendix down here. I gotta fill that out. But the era of snake, these are 13 days of conflict and turmoil. These are days where you want to show your strength and to hold your ground. These are also days of confusion and intense conflict. So definitely, make sure to watch your back in snake era. And then 13 days later, we have the beginning of flint era on October the 28th. So let's flip to my appendix here in the back. So the era of flint, these are 13 days of ordeals or trials that pushes one to the very threshold of endurance. These days forebode an abrupt change in the continuity of things, and these are good days to shed old skins and bad days to cling to what is already known. These days are kind of intense. I feel like October is going to be an intense time. My goodness. So those are the 3 eras that we're going to see in October. We're going to experience all the era of grass, all of the era of snake, and we're just going to start to see the era of flint at the very end of the month. Okay, moving on to astrological placements and what's going on astrologically this month. So we'll start off with the 2 major events, the full moon and new moon. We're experiencing a full moon in Aries on October the 9th, so that's going to be intense. Again, full moons are great times to let go of things, practice gratitude, and to celebrate. New moons, we have a new moon on the 25th. This is also going to correspond to a partial solar eclipse in the constellation of Scorpio. Very, very exciting. New moons are great times to begin projects and initiate things. If you want to set goals, do them on the new moon, and especially this new moon, because we're going to have amazing charge of energy with that solar eclipse happening. And because it's in the constellation of Scorpio, oh my goodness, Scorpio rules transformation, changes, the occult, death. So if you really want to exact some intense changes, do them in the new moon with that solar eclipse and Scorpio energy just pulling you through. So those are the 2 major lunar events happening in October. I definitely want to point those out. And then as always, we have a series of other astrological phenomena happening. On the 2nd, we have Mercury retrograde finally ending and Mercury starting to go direct, which is amazing because it's been an intense Mercury retrograde for me. We also have the first quarter moon there. And then on October the 5th, we have Vesta, the asteroid, going direct. It was in retrograde and it's going direct on the 5th here. And actually, I'll be honest with you, a lot of this more esoteric astrological placements I'm not super familiar with. And so, as I said before, I use this monthly calendar kind of as a springboard for me to launch into a deeper study of these different astrological placements. So I just write them down when I set up my calendar, and then I try to learn more about them. And I use the weekly pages as a place to take notes and write. And then on October 8th, we have Pluto going direct. And actually, I didn't have room to write it here on the 8th, and so I just popped it down here on the 14th. And then on October 17th, we have the 3rd quarter moon before the new moon. And then on October the 24th, we have the true node entering into a semi-sextile position with the asteroid Chiron. I need to figure out what that means. And then on the 28th, we have Jupiter retrograde entering Scorpio. On the 23rd, we have a number of things occurring. First of all, we have the beginning of Scorpio season. We also have the planet Saturn going direct, Venus entering the constellation of Scorpio, and Juno, this is one of Jupiter's moons, going direct. Or is it an asteroid? I have to figure that out. And on the 29th, we have Mercury entering Scorpio, and on October the 30th, we have Mars entering retrograde. So those are all the things that are happening this month in October. Let me know if there is anything that I'm missing, or if you have any suggestions or just further thoughts on any of these holidays or festivals. I would definitely love to know like your thoughts or experiences with any of these holidays or festivals. So definitely feel free to drop a comment down below. And as always, thank you so much for spending some time with me here today. I really appreciate it, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to film like the actual creation of this October Interfaith Monthly, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And next time I'll be sure to check my phone to see if I have storage space for these long videos. Okay, everyone, I think that's it. I'm super hungry. I can't think straight, so I'm going to sign off, but I hope to see you in my next video. So until then, stay safe, stay blessed, and happy planning. Bye.